Is it that you would like to get from our session today? What's the outcome you'd like to have by the time we're done moving forward?
The outcome for me would be to become a lot more powerful with my intention and my work, um, specifically hypnotherapy. Um, so I am, but I feel I need a bit more oomph and a bit more, like I was saying to you earlier, I do multiple things, but I'd like to just zone in more than several things that I do.
So what I'm hearing is the outcome is you want to navigate certain areas of your career,
Yeah,
specifically hypnotherapy,
yeah,
and you want to hone in and feel that excitement a little bit more around it, that calling, that confidence that I've got this, so you can attract more clients and get yourself out there.
yeah, that's it.
Is that right?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about what's holding you back already from achieving that goal.
So I I tend to multitask many things. So it's pretty much knowing what to pretty much prioritize, because I tend to my day to day is prioritizing all the time. So I'm always my brain is constantly prioritizing. So to pretty much not be in that hyper priority mode, but to just automatically just go, right, hypnotherapy is what I'm doing. I'm not doing multiple things that distracts me. So distraction is a big thing for me.
So do you find yourself, because you prioritize so many things, right?
Yeah.
And you have so many ideas and you do so many things, OT,
Mhm.
Reiki, hypnosis. So there's all these layers. So you're prioritizing all three or four, plus any tasks that come from outside or something that is an idea from inside. You find you're dabbling in that as well.
Yeah, I am on several cylinders, several plates spinning, and I would like to comfortably maybe take a few plates and put them in a cupboard, you know, and just prioritize maybe on three, but the hypnotherapy being one of the main ones in front of me rather than four or five down to the left.
Which ones would you like to park or pack away? If you had the opportunity to decide, which ones would it be that, they're not bringing you meaning, growth, contribution, that hunger?
So I think the ones that people expect from me, so I teach Reiki, and people are asking for me to run classes. So I would like to park that in a sense that I'm getting caught up in like I do coaching as well. So I would like to kind of park some things that doesn't give me the kind of they're great. I'm appreciating them, but I would also like to park things that is very time consuming that I could do later on and not do it so regular. So I can maybe do it once every 2 months rather than once every week. And
Oh,
diversity is good and it's good, but I would like to be a bit more focused on just the hypnosis really.
and then what happens to the OT?
That's there anyway. So that's like part of my everyday brain. That's part of so yeah, that's part of my income. I do that every day. So that is something I can do it automatically, whereas other things I'm having to plan and prepare and do things.
I see. Yes.
Yeah. So it's different operating systems that are working in my brain. So there's one that's just there, it's like Windows. It's on all the time, which is the OT stuff, and it just runs. And there's other stuff, which are different programs or applications, which seem to be taking a bit more memory, a bit more space.
Awesome. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So what we're going to do is we want to work parts of our mind. I can hear that there is a part of me that wants this really bad. there's another part that's saying, but I'm really good at this, and this is what I'm attracting the most, but I want to park this away. But if I park it, I need to know how to navigate this because this is also going to generate me income. But while it's going to generate me income, I'm enjoying it, but I just need the confidence to be able to show up in it without overthinking and just allow it to happen like an autopilot, similarly to the OT.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely.
How long have you been doing hypnosis?
I would say 2 years, on and off 2 years.
Okay. And you've
So that's
studied, you've
it's
done
on
some
and off.
courses?
Done some courses as well. Yeah, I've got one coming up in a few weeks' time as well. Um,
All right.
Looking forward to
Cool.
that. So yeah, I try and leave gaps in courses because I like to condense it and learn and put it into practice.
The inter just to allow everything to integrate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, so you've done hypnosis before, previous to me with someone else. So you know how it sort of works, what happens to the
Mhm.
mind, how it can just drop down in trance, just like that.
Mhm.
And you find yourself easily able to get yourself there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then would you say that you're there right now?
Um, yeah, just on the edge of it. Yeah.
Could you take a nice long deep breath
Hmm.
and just become very aware of your body? Don't close your eyes, just keep them open for a moment and just be aware of your surroundings. You know, people like us with busy minds find it very hard. And then it just gets easier when you focus your attention to one thing. Maybe focus your attention to your right shoulder. Notice what is happening. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe out, just allow your eyes when you're ready to close. And just draw your attention with that awareness down to your left shoulder. Similar to the Reiki, you put all your focus on one direction. And then you allow that shift to move to another direction. So you can help that person clear whatever might be going on. As a Reiki healer, I don't know if you know this, but utilizing your imagination, you could potentially do the same for yourself. So don't do anything with it, just be aware of maybe, what's going on with the left side of your shoulder all the way down, further down into your elbow, all the way deeper, deeper down into your left wrist and each finger. Just be very aware of what might be happening. Perhaps you might want to draw that awareness all the way back up into your elbow, into your shoulder, back down to your right shoulder. You might allow that awareness to drop down, further down. There we go. Deeper, deeper, deeper down into your elbow. Draw that awareness further down into your right wrist, into each fingertip. And just notice what you notice. Some people say there is a tingly sensation. Others say there is nothing at all. And then just allow that awareness to draw all the way back up into your right elbow, to your right shoulder. And then just allow that awareness to maybe draw your attention to your mind. I know so many people with busy minds, many thoughts. I'm not sure if you know what you're about to know, or you could already know what you already know. That each thought is like a passing cloud. And it's when we choose to draw attention on a thought, we bring it to life. Perhaps you could just let them go while you and I sit here and just explore perhaps all the layers from a surface view of what could be going on. And you could be wondering, I mean, we all wonder, don't we? What I might or might not be saying next. Perhaps I might suggest to you something, and that something may allow you and give you permission to maybe just be free by letting go of all the excess layers that may be holding you back. I mean, you did mention and articulate so well how you can spin multiple plates simultaneously, and each one at a pace that doesn't distract you from the one before that. That's right. You explain the ability you have that many do not. Like a magician who can juggle more than 3 balls in his hands, and he can continue to add one after the other until it becomes too much, Shirley. It becomes too much. When the eyes are trying and really trying to focus your attention on the multitude of so many things all at once, somehow the rhythm gets lost in the process until one drops, and that distraction drops the rest. And it is up to the magician to decide to express to the audience if that was part of his show. Or he could look panicky that he dropped every single ball. A great magician wouldn't allow the audience to notice. He would get them to feel as though it was part of the practice. A smart magician might just pick one, two, maximum three things. 3 balls off the floor, and he'd allow the rest to just wither away. And he'll draw back the attention of the audience to his hands. The unconscious mind wouldn't even know what just happened, because their focus is all on him. The 3 balls that he is juggling is just a distraction. It is him who people are there to watch, not what he is doing. It is his energy, how he shows up. What he makes them feel in the process of an illusion. He evokes an emotion of suspense. He challenges the mind to believe what could be possible. And that, Shirley, is how a magician attracts so many people to want to come and pay and watch his show. Now, I don't know how many plates you are spinning, but I know that inside of you, you know exactly what I am talking about. And you can continue to spin all the plates simultaneously for the rest of your life. Or you might just decide today to stop spinning the plates that no longer bring you meaning, growth, or hunger to continue to pay attention to what no longer matters for you. And I know how the body can be so attuned to the patterns and movements that we're so used to. It seems like the magician, a delusion, almost as though it is hard to let it go. But in fact, the moment you stop focusing your attention on that plate in the far distance that no longer brings you the joy that you once had, you can then draw your attention all the way back to the plate in front of you, the one that is bringing you meaning. And when you allow your focus to just stop focusing on what no longer serves you, and you draw your focus, Shirley, now to what is really important at the point of your life where you're at. People will naturally be drawn to where your energy is going. It doesn't take confidence to prove to the world what you already know. It takes a decision to decide to not stay where you already are. And when you do decide, Shirley, to stop spinning the excess plates, and you draw your attention and focus to this moment, and you decide to spin 1, 2, 3 plates maximum simultaneously, then your energy will naturally shift without you thinking. To people, that looks like a strong woman, confident, decisive. She knows what she wants, and she goes for it, which will naturally attract the audience that connect with you. It isn't the plates that they're coming for. Their attention is on you and how you make them feel. Just like that magician, they didn't come and really want to watch him juggling. They came to witness what is possible. They didn't really know that dropping all those balls were part of the performance. They only knew what he wanted them to know to be true. You say that you want to slow down the phase around Reiki and focus your attention on hypnosis. Well, you will only attract people to what you believe is already true. I'm not sure if you're aware of what you're about to be aware of. But some people attach themselves to careers and call it their identity. It's oblivious to think that to be true. Your identity is who you show up as every day of your life. Not the hats and the colors that you wear. They are all a facade, an appearance, trying to express what you believe to be true. But people read beyond that. They hear your voice. They sense you. They connect with you. That's why they come back for more. Now, I don't know exactly what parts that you've attuned to your identity that you must let go of. So you can step back into your truth and who you are without the excess layers. I mean, who are you if none of that ever existed? Why do people connect with you? What do you have that they are longing for to receive? You see, the excess spinning plates are just part of our expression, but they're not who you really are and what you're capable of. They are just external factors and appearances that allow us to niche down for the people that are searching for certain things. But in truth, they're not attracted to hypnosis or Reiki or OT. They are attracted to the outcome that you can deliver from the label that draws them in. And word of mouth works so rapidly when someone attains the outcome and the goal they want. It is no longer the label of OT that they're after, is the fact that you changed someone's life that will attract more clients. They can call it OT or hypnosis or Reiki and God knows what else. But truthfully, it's Shirley Campbell that showed up and inspired a change, that connected with that person. I mean, think about it. Do you really go to a magician to watch his tricks? Or do you go because something about him proves to show each and every time what is possible? The magic trick is the facade to show you what you're capable of. But he already believes that to be true, hence why he's called the magician. I want to give you a few moments of my silence and allow you this space to notice what you must stop focusing on, and allow you the time to let go of what no longer serves you. And you will hear my voice in the next few moments again. That's right. Only you, Shirley, can decide for change to happen. I mean, you could take what works and park what doesn't. Or you could just be free by allowing your focus to draw your attention on this very moment, this present. Who are you? Really? Without those excess layers. Are you love, compassion, gentle, kind, confident? Are you someone that believes that change is possible? Because you've changed so many lives already. Could you do the same for you now? Could you, Shirley, decide now? And it's time for me to show up for myself and slow down so I can allow my focus to focus on what brings me joy and meaning. And then you can draw from that and utilize from that to advertise and show up in the world, not to prove what you're capable of, but to connect with people that are looking for you. I mean, confidence isn't something you go and do a course on and learn and become. It is a skill you build with the decisions you make every day of your life. When you show up for yourself, oomph and hunger and having that energy isn't because you've had a lot of sleep. It is something that you create from nothing. And it turns into something that looks like miraculous magician work, when in truth, everybody has the ability to create. I mean, the other day, someone was telling me, where do you get this energy from? And I looked behind me to find that it is not something I look for, it is something that I create. And I tried to explain to this person that I get up and I decide and I choose to build the energy, to show up for myself, for my children, for my clients. How do you not get depleted? Well, I choose to keep going. Depletion isn't a choice in my dictionary. Laziness isn't defined in any part of my books and my values. I've decided to design myself in a way that functions and allows the people around me to be inspired by that functioning. And you could do the same in whatever areas you want. You don't need another cause to fulfill what you already know. You've just got to show up. And you've got to believe what you're capable of. And belief is a thought like a passing cloud. And so I wonder, which thoughts are you going to focus on from this moment forward? And which thoughts, Shirley, are you going to let go of that don't bring you meaning or serve you? And when you're ready to allow everything that you just took on board to integrate, and when you realize that you can let go and stop what no longer serves you, then I want you, in your own time and space of time, to bring yourself back, to draw yourself back into this gorgeous present moment here and now. That's right. All the way back into this present moment. Welcome back.
Okay.
Shirley, do you have any lighting around you that we can put on?
It's got light there and dark here. Bear with me. I'll just go and turn on the light.
Hello.
Hello.
I pretty much stole your sun, so don't mind.
It looks good there.
It's nice to have the day come out.
Oh, it's lovely. It's so nice.
How was that experience, young lady?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow. I like the way you work. It's really good. I like- really do. Your words are very powerful, very strong. I like the reference to the magician as well. So that means something to me. So that was really, really, really good. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Incredible words. Almost like reading a book that I had read before. So very nice. Yeah. It was really powerful. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, and it has uh, it's the visualization in my mind as well was very um I was visualizing all the integration of all the words and all the meaning behind it, and I could feel myself just go with the magic of the change and just allow it to um take its power. Yeah, and it was really good. It was really nice to receive. and also let go as well at the same time. Yeah, very nice.
I'm very curious. You had a lot of plates spinning early in our conversation.
Hmm.
How is it different now?
Uh, it's different now because like the words you use, you said like, "Who are you?" and allow myself to do what feels natural for me and who I am. And you said something like, "You may not be aware, you know what you know," or along those lines. And that to me is all about my intuition. I'm a very intuitive person, and at times when we're in our conscious mind, we tend to think and kind of my intuition can get parked sometimes. So this has allowed my intuition to come back online pretty much and be part of the magic, um, rather than be processing. I know I said before about processors and windows, and that is probably where my frame was, that I was operating like a system with the plates, whereas now the magician, that kind of archetype of the magician to me is really powerful. Because I read tarot as well, which is really interesting. So I am very aware of that position in life and where it can take you, and the stage, and the whole narrative itself in your hypnosis is very different to what I'm used to, but it's, it was incredible. So
I'm happy you've had all these
yeah,
realizations and you're able to compartmentalize certain information in ways where it brings back up your truth. Because my belief is we all have an intuitive base.
yeah,
Some people have tapped in and utilized it
mm-hmm.
really well. And then the contamination of the outside noise and the courses and the studies and the boxes that they want to put us in
Mm-hmm.
removes us from our identity. And so utilizing the magician and then who are you when all the plates
Mm-hmm.
stop and everything freezes. That's the truth. That's what moves the plates. But what keeps the plates moving are the boxes that we believed is, what allows us to make money or things like an example of OT and hypnosis. Everything has got like something. Yes, they all work brilliantly. Don't get me wrong. But do they need to work on their own and separate part of us? Can't they just be part of us without the label?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
And to be a
and that's
Reiki
it.
healer, it needs to be intuitive.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
Mm.
know, you feel there's a block here, there's a block there, there's a block here for someone. I mean, energetically, science can now read the human body and see what's happening in the aura and blocks. Yes, now we've got that science to back us up. But before that existed, we knew it was true already,
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
didn't we?
We
And then
did. Yeah.
someone had to invent an idea, a story, and
Mm-hmm.
then to teach it to someone into a framework. But then that framework constrains you again,
Yeah. It keeps you within a position. Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
right? So I,
Mm-hmm.
I'm more curious to know about a point that you pointed out early in our conversation with the oomph and the confidence to, work towards something. How is that different for you now?
It's different because it draws the attention back to my identity. And I think by spinning many plates, when you're spinning many plates, your energy is taken up holding those plates and spinning those plates. Whereas when you're drawing it back to what's really part of you, and gives you that kind of feeling of that oomph, that kind of drive, it comes from your power is less diluted. So it's more directed with intention where you want to be and who you are. So yeah, now I can visualize and feel the need not to be doing something for the sake of doing it. but coming from a different stage, like you say, the magician, coming from a different operation, or level, which is intuitive based for me. So we can't all work in intuitive all day, every day. We need to use our mind as well. So I think for me, I had separated both of them. I had my intuition at one side, and had different parts of me working at different levels. Whereas it's all right to combine them all and just,
Make it one.
just become one. Yeah, exactly. And I think that comes from juggling so many things and living different roles in my life as well, because as I said, I have different responsibilities. So in my brain, my critical part of my brain is to break it down into tasks. So yeah, my perspective's changed in that sense. I don't have to be that person, be a different version of myself to do something. I can just be who I am and just use everything I've got. So maybe it becomes just one big, rather than plates, maybe, well, the visualization I had was actually a tray.
A tree.
So a tray, how like you have a serving tray. So rather than plates, I actually visualized the 3 plates on the one tray.
Nice.
So they're not moving independently. They're all there, just like 3 courses. They're all there in front of me. And the one bit of energy, the one person, really, rather than dividing myself into several plates. I am one person. So that ties nicely with identity and knowing who I am. And I do know who I am, but I think I've been diluting who I am just to do things for the sake of doing them, really. Yeah.
It's because you're so good at dabbling and you're good at a lot of things. And because you're so intuitive, you want to eat everything that there is, the whole buffet,
Yeah, that's it.
instead of
That's it.
savoring one thing.
Rather than enjoying and savouring and just and I tend to see it in other people when some people are spreading themselves quite thin and they do have a dozen different abilities and they spread themselves so thinly. And I see that, but in myself, I didn't see it as clearly as I did on the stage, which was a great platform as a viewer to see.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was very different to what I've experienced before. Yeah, I'm really, really intrigued and very happy.